It's time for Shaka's Power Rankings. Now, you'll remember that last week he had Argentina as #1 in his World Cup Power Rankings.
Yeah.
We've let him reassess things.
Okay.
There's been many more games. Here's his latest edition of the World Cup Power Rankings. Shaka, we'll let you talk us through them, starting with number 10, Senegal.
I'm keeping Senegal in a 10, despite my concerns last week. Draw with Iran. I feel as a team they're faring better than some of their star players are showing form-wise for their clubs. Portugal, I remember them this week.
Did you get invited to Portugal on holiday?
No, I did not. I've heard that the invitation is in the post, and despite that loss against Spain, I thought they showed enough for me to remember them this week.
Oh, boy.
Denmark. I still like Denmark. I think they're a team that continues to punch above their weight, greater than some of their parts, understandably at 8. Belgium, 7. I just wonder if that golden generation, their time is coming to an end. Germany, I'm a little uncertain of. This is the part where I think countries promise more but deliver little. Same for Netherlands. I just can't help but wonder how they will fare going into this tournament, though they've shown good form over this latest window. As of Spain, I mentioned that win against Portugal. Getting the job done under Luis Enrique, only just. France, a loss last time out, but certainly as far as the European nations go, I feel they're the strongest and will prove the biggest test. The top 2, Brazil, who have had by far the best international window, but I still see them as second. My top team remains Argentina. After that convincing, emphatic win against Jamaica, it's less about that than about Argentina winning the Copa America and showing themselves to be far better than they showed some 4 years ago. I think Argentina, for me, are the team that wins it all, Pablo.
So Pablo's happy with that. You can't help but wonder about a few teams you've put in there.
Shaka, yes.
Yeah, you can't help but wonder about Netherlands. You can't help but wonder about Germany. You're not that sure. But you've just dropped England out, even though they're up there among the joint third favourites behind France and Brazil, Shaka.
Yeah, so while I have some concern around Germany, the Dutch, and even the French, I am not at all uncertain about England. I know what England are coming with. We saw it. Everybody saw England. And if you saw England over this recent transfer window and you're still on the fence, well, I'm sorry. England were awful. I'm not sure how it gets any better, Kate.
Yeah.
I bet they wish they did have a transfer window.
So they were bad in the transfer window and then post-transfer window.
International window. I didn't mean international window. Sorry for that.
Can we get some of those Argentine and Brazilian players in Gareth Southgate's side in this transfer window?
Also, the reasoning for Shaka, it's quite interesting. So he forgot about Portugal last week.
Yes.
Full disclosure, he forgot, right?
Just forgot.
So then, because, well, if you're doing power rankings, you're supposed to know the teams. But, I'm being a stickler for details here.
Details, Ali, details.
But here's the thing. Just because you forgot Portugal doesn't mean that you have to include Portugal in the power rankings. Because, as Shaka just mentioned, they just lost to Spain. So a team that you forgot and then lost, then you decide what the best solution, I'm going to include them in the power rankings. Go on, Shaka.
Listen, I was honest about their exclusion, and then even though they lost against Spain, England was there. England couldn't be in the top 10, and then it becomes, and then you start looking around as to who's gonna be in there, who's also who can fill that void, and honestly, even though they lost to Spain, a team who are also in the top 10. There's nobody else. Nobody else from CONMEBOL. Nobody else from Europe. Nobody is putting up much of an argument to be in that top 10. So Portugal, by virtue of their invitation to visit, which is still in the post, they're in.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.